A huge thank you to everyone who supports the habit at patreon.com/doseofbuckley. Exclusive videos, chat with Buckley, and your name right here for the overdosers. Alright, YouTube, let's see what you idiots have done now. I would bet that one thing you don't know about me is, as part of my old job, I used to voice the in-casino ads for a major chain in the southern US, letting customers know that you could win your share of $1 million every Saturday. I was also the voice of Vince Neil's Tatuado inside Circus Las Vegas. But it shut down a few years ago, shortly after I got let go and wasn't doing the ads anymore. Coincidence? Yes, absolutely it was. No one was going to Vince Neil's bar to hear me yell out the happy hour specials or whatever. But anyway, I tell you this because I would be a massive hypocrite if I were to make a video telling you about the evils of gambling and gambling advertising when I myself voiced ads for casinos. But those ads were for people who were already pissing away their life savings one button press at a time. That's not who YouTube wants to worry about protecting. No. They've heard you, Helen Lovejoy, and they are thinking of the children. Well, sort of. Last month, YouTube kind of quietly changed some of their policies around advertising, promoting, or teaching gambling, stating that they would not allow any method of directing viewers to gambling sites or applications that are not certified by Google, and that any content promising guaranteed returns could also be removed regardless of whether it's an approved site or not. So for example, if you made a video telling people, I have a surefire way of making money off DraftKings, and I'm gonna show you how, then that video's going down faster than Katy Perry. From her trip to space, guys, don't be dirty. But then, this is the part that makes me laugh the most. Content that does not violate our community guidelines but still features depictions or promotions of online casino sites or apps may be age restricted. This means that online gambling content, excluding online sports betting and depictions of in-person gambling, won't be viewable to signed-out users or users under 18. Now, I get it. I get it as much as anyone can get it. Having your content age-restricted is an absolute death sentence for it. It often stops being recommended by YouTube at all, which is how about 75% or more of people actually watch videos. They don't search, and they don't use the subscription tab. They just want mommy YouTube to cut their steak and feed it to them. So I don't wish that fate on any creator. It fucking sucks to have videos age restricted. But who the fuck are you trying to protect by excluding sports betting from this? That is the biggest fucking problem. YouTube doesn't give a shit about kids. They care about looking like they're doing something while protecting their own profits. If you watch or listen to anything even remotely sports-related or simply man-targeted, it's probably either sponsored by DraftKings or you'll get an ad for some other betting site. Seriously, watch about 6 John Boy or Baseball Doesn't Exist videos, and I would put a couple bucks on you getting a YouTube ad break within 20 minutes where Jamie Foxx tells you about how much better watching sports is if only you had given some of your paycheck to BetMGM before the game. And I don't know, but if I was a sports betting site who is spending money on advertising, wouldn't I want a guarantee that my audience is adults? The people who can legally sign up to gamble and have the money to do so? No, of course not necessarily, because this isn't about short term. It's about long term. It's the same as why cigarette companies used cartoons like Joe Camel, so a kid would see it, remember it, and when they became of age or, got someone else to buy smokes for them as a kid, they'd choose Camels because that's the brand imprinted on them at a young age. I'll tell you a story. Anecdotal, I know, but I was at a buddy's house watching boxing last year, and his teenage son, about 16, 17, spent the entire main event on his phone watching the betting odds change. Dad, if you bet that he doesn't lose a single round right now, you'll win $250 on a $100 bet. Well, it just changed. It's now up to $275. Oh, if you bet that this ends in a comeback, you get $700. Dad, you should be doing this. And his dad was like, shut up, okay? You can stop telling me about this, because I'm not betting on anything. Just watch the fight. But the damage to that kid is already done. advertising sports betting to 16-year-olds who all think that they already know more than their parents who obviously won't approve? The second he turns 18, the fucking draft king himself is going to be sending some leg breakers to collect on that $1,000 sure thing he put down on the Chiefs. Oh, and of course, leave it to YouTube to fuck this up anyway. After they made the change, the channel Balatro University, yeah, I know, but that's how it's apparently pronounced now, which has hundreds of videos about how to play the indie darling poker roguelike, says they had over 100 of their videos age-restricted by the bots. And when they submitted 30 of them for appeal, 24 of those were rejected. Someone at YouTube later claimed, "Oh, whoops, our bad. Oh, we'll try and get that fixed." But the damage was already done. And that's what you're going after? Not DraftKings, they're exempt. That's fine for kids. But a game very loosely based on poker that features no gambling whatsoever? Hey, Balatro's addictive in its own way, but not in the your wife took the kids to live with their aunt for a while because you bet $50K on Houston type of way. So YouTube doesn't care about protecting kids. That's not their goal here. The goal is to just look like they're doing the absolute bare minimum to stop parents, groups, or the government from coming after them, while still protecting their own pockets. Because sports betting sites buy a lot of advertising. And in an era where companies are becoming more and more scared of advertising on any type of social media, Coca-Cola doesn't want to be the proud sponsor of the next forest suicide video. YouTube doesn't want to scare away the people who are willing to spend money. But I don't know if kids stood a chance anyway. I mean, every popular youth activity is just gambling training, isn't it? One could argue that, say, Pokemon cards introduce kids to gambling at a very early age, especially now. Kids don't care about catching them all. They want to know what the fucking auction price is for the full art ultra rare they just pulled. There was that 10-year-old who sold his Paul Skeens 1-of-1 card for over $1 million. Now every kid dreams of doing that. He chose the money, by the way, over getting to spend 2 hours with Livy Dunn. You got all the video games with loot crates. There's always some story of a kid getting mom's credit card and buying a fuckload of Robux. Or, as the guy who created Balatro mentioned, YouTube has no problem with all the videos of influencers opening up Counter-Strike loot boxes. Lots of physical toys for kids are also now some sort of blind box bullshit. You ever see these things? The mini brands? $10 for a capsule that gives you 5 random miniatures out of a possible 90 of your favorite brands. What normal kid has a favorite brand? If your kid is like, "Oh boy, the FedEx box. Oh, the Scotch tape. Oh, I want the ultra rare Dogecoin," you fucked up. Mr. Beast even sells this shit to his audience of children. Mr. Beast Lab Swarms. Some random little hunks of plastic that come in a vial of goop for $9.99. Get all 85. Waiting for his "I cured 1,000 children of the gambling addictions that I caused" video. But this isn't new, of course. When I was a kid, we had capsule toys and baseball cards. We had the instant win caps under Pepsi and Coke bottles. Hell, my parents taught me how to play poker, as well as Remoli when I was a kid. We bet pennies. And one of my favorite games to rent from Blockbuster was Super Caesar's Palace for the SNES. 13-year-old Buckley played a shitload of digital roulette. The fact that I'm not a degenerate gambler and actually hate wasting money is actually pretty lucky. But maybe it's like how in France they give kids wine when they're like 7 and then they don't grow up to be alcoholics. Oh no, they do? Oh Jesus. When the Irish Times is calling it a country for having a drinking problem. Eee. Anyway, even the ads that are about trying to not become addicted to gambling aren't overly serious. Here's one that runs here in Ontario.
My girlfriend says I'm gambling too much. Take a break. Got it. We should see other people.
No. Try my play break at olg.ca. Shh.
Now listen, it's fucking funny. I'm not going to be some humorless prude here. But it's a PSA that's hiding an ad to still gamble. Just, set a limit so you only spend what you can every week. Not more than you can. Oh, but definitely still spend what you can every week. I mean, come on now. Like, if YouTube really wanted to do something to help counter all these sports gambling ads, maybe it should give some ad space to some real PSAs. Show a guy watching the game with all his buddies on the couch, They're celebrating, his hot wife brings him a beer, he goes to grab it, and it disappears. Then, it all fades away. The hot wife, the friends, the couch, the living room now bare, except for the TV, a folding chair, and a TV tray holding a Swanson's TV dinner. And then the narrator says, "This is your life when you become addicted to gambling. Still want to bet on it?" Worked for cigarettes. They put full-on cancer zombies and diseased mouths on the packs of cigarettes, and smoking has dropped significantly. That's all you need to do, YouTube. Just find whatever the sports betting equivalent is of a tumor growing out of someone's neck. Or, stop taking BetMGM and DraftKings money if you really think it's a problem. But I'd put money on that never happening. Betting on YouTube's greed? Now that is a sure thing.